Hey everybody. So a lot has been going on, especially with all the changes, rent, mortgages, interest rates, inflation, gasoline prices, food prices. So I did a video on the issue of Section 8, did a commentary. So I had something else new that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so let's start off with this little song. This is what I did when I first started my Patreon. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm specifically speaking to the ladies. Remember the song I did, the little jingle? It's time to collect the keys. Guess what? That's what's happening, people. It's time to collect the keys. 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 The keys. It's time, ladies. Yep. And that's what's happening. Oh, but yeah, I'm not talking about you collecting the keys. I'm talking about the landlords. So, what am I talking about? You may have seen the video where I was doing a commentary on the evictions that were happening, in particular in Cobb County in Atlanta. Okay. Evictions widespread. I just did a video tonight showing an eviction that occurred in, it was outside of West Palm Beach. One in West Palm Beach and the other, I believe, oh wow, it wasn't Ocala, some other location outside of Palm Beach. And it's sad. March 2020, when this first started with the pandemic and people were told to not go to work, you got to stay home, things of that nature. I remember speaking with a friend, a venture capitalist, and it's interesting, people making moves and making decisions. When that first happened, you could literally see before your eyes people that make major decisions, and I don't mean, no disrespect, a manager on a job. Some of our people don't always. Sometimes we have limited thinking, and that's in all groups. But I'm speaking to the peeps. People that hop on jets and things of that nature may have their own jets. They're making the decisions. They're the shot callers. I remember one person saying, "Oh yeah, this will be an opportunity. They're going to go ahead and get rid of a lot of affirmative action." And I'm thinking, well, affirmative action. He's probably speaking of Black people, and which I've also been told that affirmative action mainly benefits Caucasian women. Okay, I haven't done research on that, but you got a little information, and I get it. Sometimes the husband will have a business, then he'll put one up under her name, by her being a female, things of that nature. If you're a Black female, you're a dual minority. So, I have a pretty good understanding of how some things work. But I remember hearing that comment, and I talked to one person one on one. I said, "So with that going down, I'm like, what's going to happen?" And the person's like, "Well, listen, the people at the bottom, they're going to really be hurting." And being a Black person, I said, well, "What about Black people?" It's like, well, he's like, the ones at the very bottom are going to really be hurting. Why are you worried about them? Because I'm different. I mean, I'm a Black person. Why are you worried about them? Those the decisions that they made. They should have people. That's not going to affect you. And so I thought about that, and some things a person said totally. It's already happened. People have been further pushed down at the bottom. We had a conversation. I said, "Wow, I'm going to do a video called 90 Day Negro." Kid you not. What's a 90-day negro? 90-day negro is basically where they have you on a job and you're on a probationary period. You can sigh wrong. Someone can tell you to do a certain job task. Okay. And the powers that be, oh, that person's side, it is crazy. They're not a good fit for the company's culture, or they're not going to fit in. Anything to kick you out. But when they hire a minority, they still get to say, hey, we've hired an X amount of minorities and get the tax rate. They keep on leaving, no one cares. So, like, wow. Like, yeah, within the first 90 days probation period, companies do things like that. Planning. So, if this happens to you 90 days, then you know you don't have any work longevity, right? So, how can you plan your life? How can you sustain? You're living your life constantly on edge, constantly on edge. I keep saying, some people are planning, like the video I did in West Palm Beach. Somebody's planning. Somebody's planning. Somebody just sitting up, what? Girl, boy, that's my boy. That's what I'm saying. It's yeah. Engaging in frivolous, trivial conversations day in, day out. And sure, we all like to hee hee and kiki sometimes, and we all do. Life is serious. Life is business. So, what the heck am I talking about on the screen? Homes for rent, no Section 8, or felonious BAE. If you are a dusty, you can't stay. Yeah. So speaking of the Section 8, I mentioned in a video I did today about I was telling a friend with a lot of these issues that we're facing with the pandemic, a lot of mom and pops, those people have had to sell the houses. Some just sold at a loss just to get the hell up out of there. Because I don't know what people don't understand. Nobody can stay for free, okay? Nobody can just take care of you. The mom and pops, they got a darn mortgage, plus they have their mortgage. They cannot sit up there and just let you stay. I'm sorry to tell you that. They can't, whether you're on Section 8 or not. So here's what I like to call the revenge of the mortgages. Mm-hmm. I told my friend, I said, wow, reading about these hedge funds and these LLCs and these corporations buying up all these houses from the little mom and pop, I said, oh my gosh, it's not going to end well. This is going to be very bad for the average renter because you might can kind of skirt around a little mom and pop, bid a little time, little things here and there. A mom and pop, that's going to be your best bet in most cases. Your nightmare is going to be when corporations and hedge funds get involved. You want to know why? Because hedge fund and corporations, they care about one thing. Do you have that green? If you don't have the green, you can go. They don't want to hear about your excuse or your mama or your family or your children or your children or your baby daddy or my husband. They don't want to hear about it. People who run hedge funds, I know some personally. If you don't have money, they don't consider you anyone. Hell, the average just, you don't have to be the top of the line hedge fund. Those people make $1 million a year. They are very ruthless and they are very cutthroat. And what our people don't understand, I'm talking about the BC, which is AKA Black community. What happens on the hood street, it don't work on Wall Street. Never has, never will. What happens on your street, how it goes down, doesn't work on Main Street. Most of them can't relate to Main Street. So those hedge funds buying those properties, I knew that was going to be a bad deal for the average renter in America. Seriously, just a bad deal. They are the king of the little contracts. They'll have all kind of stuff in there to keep control, to keep you out. Just like the person told me about the VC that said about, oh, the people at the bottom are going to really be hurting. I talked about, what do you think about what's going to happen with black people at the bottom? It's like, oh yeah, they're going to be decimated. They're going to be wiped out. And this was March 2020. And you know how you have a conversation and you think about it, you're like, man, you don't like that, but you're like, it kind of stays with you because it's like so major in a way. Gonna be wiped out. So here we are in February 2022. The wipeout is on. Some companies here won't even hire a black man. We have high unemployment, always have. Most groups they've recouped from that. This group has not, still looking for jobs. There are jobs now. They got signs up saying, help wanted. African American person, FBA, ADOS, black person applies for the job. You still don't get a call back. We're still facing that. So, as I said before, life is business. You better get acclimated to it. If not, it's going to be to your disadvantage. That's why some of them sitting up here, I got my Section 8 voucher and they want me to leave. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go over here. You ain't going nowhere. The news already showed you they went to 17 places. Nobody would take the Section 8 voucher. That Marietta was at MHA. Nobody would take it. The handwriting is on the wall. Nobody would take the voucher. Why? Because of what's pretty much the stereotype. And does every single person fit into it? Heck no. People fall on hard times and they need it. But let's be real. It's been a whole hell of a lot of trouble with Section 8 and a lot of people that have been on it. Don't know how to get along with people. I've seen it. Move into a house, so much trouble. Go look at the video I did about the Section 8. Look at some of the comments. I don't find it hard to believe. A lot of our people don't know how to live like people. I keep saying the world is watching. BC, all this craziness going on. The world is watching. All these Dusties committing these crimes. The world is watching. All these black men committing these crimes. Hear a black person trying to do something. If you're a black man or woman trying to do something positive with your life, the worst place to be, you already know, is the BC. That's why no one wants to come and try to help do something. They're singing out people. This person is business oriented. Let's help this person, that person. But to come to the group, just boom, they're not trying to hear it. It's not worth it. It's too much trouble. It's too much danger. So you think that's a big deal? We've got the rent that's going up $300 to $500 a month. $300 to $500 extra a month. I'm hearing $500 in North Carolina. One guy, the lady said he had 2 weeks. Your rent goes from $1,000 to $1,500 in 2 weeks. Say what? A friend of mine has a place. What's he paying? Was it 11? And now it's $1,600 to $1,800. The penthouse was $5,000 a month. Penthouse is now $9,000 a month. Those people in that building, they have money, and a lot of them have moved out while they can buy a house. They have resources like that. They have inheritance. This is where generational wealth really can help you out. Sink or swim. We don't engage in that. Guess what? A lot of us are not going to be swimming. A lot of us are going to be sinking. Hence, back to the conversation I had with a venture capitalist in March of 2020. So back to the Section 8. Homes for rent. No Section 8 or FELONIUS BAE. If you're a Dusty, you can't stay. So guess what? Here is a new development, and you probably have not heard this on the news. Now, maybe they have been doing this, and I'm just not hearing about it. So guess what's happening? Again, a lot of our people sitting up here sleeping. Sorry, it sounds so gross, but sleeping and snoring and then just watching TV, just caught up, do my little old job and just caught up in frivolous matters, not thinking, not planning. Other groups of people are thinking and they're planning for your demise. Other groups are thinking, they're watching and they're seeing what's going on. And you know what they're saying? That's how that happens a lot in the BC. We're not going to have it here. They see the danger. So guess what? You might have another problem to worry about. Mammies. Baby mammy, granny mammy, church's chicken hat mammy. Oh, miseducated one. You like a man with some swag. You like you a thug. Oh, you do? Yeah, they're kind of getting tired of you too. Brown Foxy had made a comment in the comment section when I did the video about the Camden murder, where the attorney was a black female, and that fool she was with, I guess he had a relative in the building, and he was swinging from one balcony to the other, caused all that drama, Lord, a shootout. I mean, all that drama, Camden. Then 2 weeks later, a young white couple, they moving an old dust bucket in their family, old Duster Dan, and they realized he been stealing from them. They put him out. He murks them. Now they're both gone. Upwardly mobile couple, leaving a 2-year-old child. Does these bring drama? They bring trauma. The financial implications, child, is deathly implications. It's too much stress in the nation. So guess what? Some places now they're on accord. And again, a lot of people don't understand life is business. Just like in the hood, one fool to see one idiot commit a crime, then they go and do it too. Business works the same way. When they see the rent going to pile over here, they realize, hey, we can do it too. Section 8, they don't want you. You want to know why? They can get a hell of a lot more rent than yours and what the government is paying. And they can't get that rent if you're there and if they think you're going to cause a problem. You may not be causing a problem. Let's not act brand new and act like, oh, it's just a perfect tenant. There are bad tenants all around, but Section 8 has a bad rep. And guess what? A lot of people are fitting into the stereotype. So they can't ask for big money for people like that to rent. And then they look up, they come outside, little TT sitting on top of the car, trying to break in and steal a stereo or doing a video. And you're like, can you move this my car? I ain't done doing my video. The behavior, again, the world is watching. The behavior in the black community, you can't talk to them because the fool might just start shooting. So that's why they got to get rid of you. Hate to tell you that. If it doesn't apply, let it apply. But you're bringing in all these little men, these little dust buckets, and they like to cause trouble, get a dope operation going, get a shooting going, get a fighting going, loud music. That's why they're getting you the hell up out of there. I hate to tell you. For the ones that engage in that kind of behavior, you're the reason why. So, here is another reason for you to look. Something else for you to consider. Guess what's been happening now, and this is of late. Some of the ladies mid-section or not, some of you have careers, okay? And you got you a nice apartment. Guess what's happening? You might bring your boyfriend up in there. You might bring that dust bucket in there. You know what some places are doing? Be it apartment or condo, any kind of rental. What they're doing is this. When they see a certain person coming and staying, they'll look, they're in the license plate. They may come and stay maybe a couple of nights. So you might think I'm gonna just move my bae and move my boo in. You might have to move out because you know what some are doing. And I have friends in real estate. I'm talking about from owning a trailer park. I've known people to owning multiple homes, to owning condos, apartments. To owning hotels. A friend of mine owns a freaking hotel. But you know what they're doing now? You think you got the lease or you pay my rent on time and you're going to bring your family or your boyfriend over. Guess what? You might get a letter or an email. You might get this. Hey, how you doing? Well, can I notice that this person has been staying here a couple of nights, going on a week now? Yeah, we're going to need to see some ID. Now you're thinking, I pay my rent, what are you talking about? Yeah, they want to see some ID. What for? It's their property, and they want to ensure the safety of all the residents. So what's been happening now has happened to a few people that I have encountered is, guess what? They want to see the ID of who's in and out here on a regular basis. Oh, what's that about? Three have told me, like the person to come down and, or you can send us a copy of the driver's license or ID. If you don't have that, you got to go. Guess what happened? Three have already told me they got the person's driver's license and ID. One guy, and that was a young Hispanic guy. Other two was African American. Other guy, and there was some more before that. Other person told me she does management. Oh yeah, some white guy. He just had a whole lot of tattoos, and they said they didn't want him there because they feel the residents might be a little uncomfortable. So what they did was, again, dusty comes in all colors. But what they did to these individuals, they got the driver's license and ran a background check on them. Why? Because you're staying on a well, I don't live here. I'm just visiting. Yeah, but you've been spending some nights here. They've been watching you. So don't be surprised. Some places now running backgrounds on your visitors. Yeah. Somebody came up, been to jail, been to prison. Somebody came up with a felony. And what you think happened? They don't want the person on the premises. They are concerned about the individual's safety. One, they said, they can only have the person, you can only, what is it, for 2 weeks or so? I said, wow, that's interesting. They can stay for 2 weeks out of the year and then have to go. And they're like, his 2 weeks is already up. Oh, it's my family. They didn't care about me, ho. They did his background check and saw he'd been in jail. So yeah. So some of you educated ladies, you're gonna bring in your thug, that bring in your boo in. Some of these places now, they are checking ID. They're not gonna have these folks sitting up here playing orangutan, playing Tarzan, swinging from balcony to balcony, able to lead tall buildings and do a shooting. They're not gonna have it. They are doing background checks on the visitors. Oh, you might think, well, I paid my rent. I don't see why. You might want to check your lease out. Again, while a lot of people just sitting there watching TV, consumed with entertainment, other people, they're not trying to have all this drama. You're not going to stop the money, see. Long live the money. You can't have long live the money when there's always some darn foolishness in the money that keeps on going out. It doesn't work like that. It just does not. It doesn't. So yeah, doing little background checks. Background checks. And want the person off the premises. Why is that? I'm thinking I want the bad publicity. They, again, no one, I don't understand. Some people really don't understand how life works. Life is business. Who the hell you think is going to sit up and put millions of dollars into a business or building and let you just bring your raggedy behind, some dust bucket behind, and just start a whole bunch of crime, shooting up and mugging and all of that, and have it go down and lose money? They're not about to have it. Some leases have been revised. And if you want to go ahead and back and you want to fuss it with the HOA suite, they're all on board. And if you can't control that dusty, then I already told you the person can come there. Yeah, they're asking for ID and running background checks. And they're not asking you if it's okay. They are telling you, we don't want the person here. You call yourself, well, they ain't gonna do nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and pay my rent. You know what's happening? One already tried that, and they let her know. Well, I tell you what, either he can go or you all can go. This will terminate the lease. The safety of the residents. I knew it's gonna be a reckoning. Again, go ahead and just set up engage in folly. That's what happens when you don't control anything. You don't have any assets. You don't understand that life is business. It'll pass you by. And then when stuff started happening, you're looking like a freaking deer in the head, like, oh, look, I can't believe they did that. Well, yeah, they did that. These places not finna have you rolling up in here, bringing your felonious son, your grandson, your boo, your bae, whatever, Dustina. They're not finna have it. So yeah, so the next time you look at some people here, they may say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go stay with so and so. Again, do not be surprised if they ask for the ID. Some of them are running background checks, and when they see a felonious kind of behavior, that person's gonna have to leave. They don't have anywhere to go. That's not their problem. And if you can't get them to go, guess what? All of you can. So I wonder how many saw that coming. Just saw a woman in the comment section on the Section 8 video said she has a voucher, been trying to get a house for years and can't. Section 8. And she could be one of the good, hardworking, decent people that deserves a chance. Again, BC, the world is watching. We like a whole bunch of drama, a whole lot of action. Or we love to fight and box up with each other. Not everybody likes to engage in degeneracy, and it is not appreciated. So yeah, find yourself at our people. Are them gonna be decimated? I can see the handwriting is on the wall. Need jobs, don't have that, don't have any generational wealth. Nothing to pass down but some further dust. Maybe a piece of car with a 14-year lease on it. Owing, then had the car for 5 years and still owing 4 years on it. You think you're really doing something. A lot of our people have no idea what's coming, and you try to tell them, and they don't want to listen. I don't like her the way she sound. If somebody has a stock tip, and I don't care the person is bald headed, whatever, tall, short, and roly poly, or anorexic, they got a reputation on what's the stock tip? What's the company? What's the ticker symbol? But see, our people are so emotional. We can't even see that. I don't like the way he sounded, the outfit he had on. So emotional, so trivial minded. Stuff going on all around you, and then you wonder why. So I thought about that. So aside from Section A, our people just don't get it. Aside from Section A, they don't want the Section A voucher. Even if you pay your rent, who coming around you that can have an effect on you? Keep on telling you, leave that dust alone. Keep on trying to tell you. Keep telling young women you might want to beware of poverty D. Check out the channel. I did a video tonight. Look at that. A single black woman, maybe I'm guessing 30ish, getting put out. Yeah, it was Port St. Lucie. Port St. Lucie. And I guess one was in West Palm Beach. The video, the locations. Wow, getting put out. She got 2 kids. Where your man at? I don't care if you were never married or divorced. Where your man at? Dust bucket. No man that's worth a darn. I don't care if he and a woman didn't get along would have his children out like that, homeless. No man that's worth a darn. If I had a child, and let's say, the father, that wouldn't happen with me, but the father has a kid, and I heard something like that, oh, hell no. I'm sending money for my kid tonight. You're not going to have my child in no darn car. You got me twisted. And you can best believe, if I had a child like that, you can best believe, sorry, my allergies, you can best believe, no, it's not going to happen. I don't care if I have to sign on a lease. Put my name on it. I don't care if I gotta empty out the if you familiar with the channel, the backup account. There's no way in hell. My ex-husband, oh, his vehicles on the I said, you've been putting, you love the vehicle and all that, but darn, it might be time to let it go. Cause 2,000 here, 1,500 here, nah, You see what's going on here? Uh, the brother from another mother, he sure is, he can afford his own darn vehicle. He has good credit. He can afford his own vehicle. He wants to buy some vehicle, and I don't know if it's Tesla or something, and it's not going to be ready. We're divorced. He still checks on me. I date him. Well, I want to make sure you're safe. Oh my God, can you please stop? What did I tell him? And I'm definitely not bragging. Trust me. I bought another vehicle and I planned on getting rid of it. And I said, listen, I got 3 vehicles here and I got another extra vehicle. Thinking about selling it. I told him, just come, this here, come pick up one of these vehicles. And just come, drive it. So far, your car is okay. Get what you want. It won't hurt for you to have a second vehicle. That way, in case something happens with that one, you can just say, hey, you may want to go somewhere. It's like, oh my God, get it towed to a shop or get it towed home. You can take a Uber or whatever the heck you need home, and you'll have another vehicle that's there. So whenever you want to come pick it up, that's fine. Pick up this vehicle. Working together. He's had my back. If something were to burn, something happened tonight, I need someplace to go, I'm very confident I can pick up the phone and say, hey, this happened. Very confident. Even if he was dating or remarried, he'd put me up in a hotel. Very confident. We had that kind of understanding. That's why when I saw that woman getting evicted, where the hell's the father? And they're sleeping in the car. I just cannot. Sleeping in the car? Are you serious? You think that's awful? It's just the beginning. Look at Venice Beach and the homelessness there. Out of control. So yeah, homes for rent, Section A or Felonious Bay. Places now, again, they keep watching. No one wants to pay a lot of money, decent money, and you have a whole lot of crime. They just don't. I just saw an apartment. I think Jacksonville. It looked rat infested, roaches. What was it? $1,200. You got to be kidding me. 1250. Unbelievable. Why are they doing that? Well, maybe they look on the news and they see a lot of crime being committed, and they know that's going to give it a bad name. W-2 mindset and entrepreneurial mindset are two different things. Two different things. And I say this, and I know sometimes my inflection gets a little, serious, but I say this to let you know, just showing information. Life is business. A lot of people don't get it. With those Section 8 vouchers, they're going to get it now. Just stop and think. You have a family and you decide to have these multiple kids for whatever reason. Some married, most never married, whatever the deal is. And you're bringing in these little menses, bringing in your son and your boyfriend, and you love to party and get all loud. That's why. So there's a stigma with Section 8. And so a good, decent person that's hardworking may have Section 8. You don't stand a chance. You're the anomaly. So yeah, so you think that's the issue. What's gonna happen when they got Section 8 and they can't find a place? And that's frightening. People, when a place to lay your head at, you don't have that security, you got a whole, your mind will be messed up. Where am I gonna go? Very stressful. So imagine. Section 8 don't let you down. You got the program to my when they can go ahead and sue. By the time they sue, you gonna where you gonna be setting up shop up under the bridge? Seriously. In the meantime, where you gonna go? Again, the world is watching. So the depravity in the BC with the Dusties, they're the ones that's protected. hmm A lot of places now got a nice little surprise for you. Well, he just visiting. His name ain't on this lease. In some places, they want the person's name to be on the lease. But these dust buckets that's bouncing in and out, you're going to be in for a major surprise. So these places, they want to have it like the word said, a home. A home is your refuge. It should be a place that's safe. They're not trying to worry about dealing with little TT, Dusty Dan, or Tyrone. They want it to be an environment, home, where people can enjoy their lives. They don't want the drama, the trauma. They don't want the financial devastation that you bring by stealing, the dust buckets. They don't want to deal with all that. So they're taking a precaution. They're watching. We want to see some ID. And then we'll run that background check. It's not optional. Well, that ain't fair. You don't have to consent to that. They own the property. They own the land. You are leasing. Black family had a home. College son came home from school during the pandemic. And what did they say? The man want him out. Why? They see, just a young black college student. I don't want him there. It's the landlord's house. He wasn't on the lease. We can add him. Too late. I just don't want him there. Just a young black college student. What? He hasn't been in any trouble. It's that stigma. Every time I keep telling you, people think the dust bucket behavior, as long as they messing with black women, and I ain't worried about it. Well, black men, it can affect you too. You may not be a dust bucket, it can affect you too. Don't want a young black male in the home. He's not on the lease. We can put him on the lease. I just don't want him there. Get out. Some of our people, it's a hard road to hoe. You're gonna learn the hard way. All this negative behavior, we think it's okay. We like a lot of our people like hood stuff. It's not going to turn out well for you. So a new beginning is coming. It's not going to be good. These evictions are coming now. It's going to be bad. All those people on Section 8 can't find a place, so then what? Then you go find a place, and they're going to be kind of strict on you because they know what can happen. They're not going to have a whole bunch of shooting out because little TT and them showed up. So yeah, so don't be surprised. This may be common again. I don't rent an apartment, so this may be some old news. You tell me. But yeah, some people that haven't been doing it, this is what they're doing now. They want to see the person been staying for how long? We want to see some ID, and they are running background checks. So for all the mammies that want to hide out these dusties, pretty soon, guess what? You might need to have a dusty to hide you out. The world is watching. Black community, the world is watching. So this here, add high unemployment, not good with finances. We don't have our own economy. We've been busy building everybody else's economy because of self-hatred. High unemployment, add inflation, and now a housing crisis. You think somebody gonna come and rescue you first? Think the Democrats are gonna come and rescue you first? They said they got all the votes from us. They couldn't have won without the black vote. Do you think they're gonna come and rescue the BC first? No, no one's coming. But I do know what is coming. When you try to bring up your little FELONIUS BAE, hoping that Dusty finna stay, I know this might be coming. A little email, a knock on your door. They want to do the background check. Why? They are fed up, and those places are not going to tolerate dust. So something to think about. Thanks for listening. Feel free to come, like, subscribe, and share them out. But yeah. So Section A, rent increasing. Think you're out of the woods? Dodge that bullet. Boop. I got a dust bucket. I need to see your ID. Run a background check. Person doesn't pass, they want to leave. I'm going to fight that. Go right ahead. Don't be a fool and risk your lease dealing with a dusty. And I'm out.